Welcome to Python Beginners. Lesson 1, Part B, Managing Python Environments. Earlier we saw how you can use Docker and virtual environments to manage your Python environments. In this part, we'll see how you can use virtual environments in PyCharm and packaging dependencies in requirement files. If you have not watched Lesson 1 Part A, I suggest you to first watch that video to continue. Link of part 1 of this video is given in the description of this video. So let's get started. Let's see how you can work with virtual environments in PyCharm. PyCharm is a Python IDE which is great for building Python projects. It has good handling of Python virtual environments. So let's open PyCharm. Let's start with the same project, Python Beginners. Okay, and we created one virtual environment venv. So for this project lesson 1, let's use the same virtual environment. So in order to do that, there's preferences. If you go to preferences, there's something called Python interpreter and project interpreter, and there through this gear icon you can add a local virtual environment. Let's add my local virtual environment, which is nothing but at volumes. Sorry, volumes work. Yep, work. We have Python beginners, and we created this virtual environments in Python beginners, and this is the name of my virtual environment. Inside this bin, we have Python. Let's select this and click on OK. As soon as you click on this, it will list all the packages in your Python virtual environment, and as you can see, we earlier installed PyTest and Py, which are there in my virtual environment. Just click on OK. So now it's just indexing, and yeah, so our environment is ready. So now let's import something else. Let's see. I'm importing one more package, async.io. It is one more Python package, and let's install this package. When you have selected Python virtual environment in PyCharm, this package will not be installed on your project on your machine. It will be installed on the virtual environment which is there, which is listed here, and now let's go to the terminal and see. And see the dependencies. As you can see, this async.io has been installed on my Python virtual environment. You can also do the same thing using terminal, which Python virtual environment is provided, and by default it will list the virtual environment on which you are working. You can issue the same command over here, and it will give you the same output. So that's it. We have mostly okay. So one part is left, which is installing the requirements to a requirement file. So suppose you're working on this project and you have installed n number of requirements. Now you want to club all these requirements for this package, and you want to list them in a file, requirements.txt file. So what do we do here? We just issue this command pip freeze -l. It will list you all these dependencies, and we can just copy them, and inside, suppose lesson 1 is one of the projects on which you are working. Create a new file, name it requirements.txt file. Nope. And paste all these requirements. So if you're shipping this project, you can write some instruction like pip freeze -r. Oops. Okay, let's go to lesson 1, and so when you do this, when you issue this command pip install -r requirements.txt, it will install all these project requirements for your project. So this is how you can build your project. You can collect all the requirements, list them in your requirement file, and then ship it. Okay, so one part we haven't covered in this tutorial, which is deactivating this virtual environment. So let's see how that is done. That is pretty simple. You just write the command deactivate. Oh, wait, and it will end your virtual environment, and now your prompt will be back to your normal. I think we have covered all the things which I mentioned on my GitHub. Yep. So yeah, the one last part. Every time you start a bash prompt, you will have to activate the virtual environment. So suppose I am working on this virtual environment and I open up a new terminal. So every time you open a new terminal, the prompt will start on your local machine, and you have to activate the virtual environment every time by using the source command. Thank you guys, and that is pretty much for everyone. Thank you for watching this video. Doc on my video is available on my GitHub repo, link to which is provided in the description of this video. Click like and subscribe to my channel to watch my further video series. Happy coding. Bye bye.